Hi and welcome back to Steve Bakes, ISO Bakes, episode 9. And today we're going to do a carrot and ginger sourdough. So this sourdough is, again, a sweet sourdough, but it is lovely. If you like carrot cake, you're going to like this bread here. And it's pretty straightforward to make. And we're going to be baking it in this loaf tin today, so we can cut it out like bread. For this bread, you're going to need roughly 10 hours for it. So we'll be about an hour making the dough. We'll do an hour rise, then we're going to knock it back for 10 minutes. And then we're going to do our final proofing in the tin for between 2 to 6 hours. Again, depends on your environment. If it's warm inside or if it's cold, you may need longer. Then we're going to bake it for about 30 to 40 minutes and let it cool for 30 minutes. So for the carrot and ginger sourdough, you're going to need 350 grams of white strong bread flour, 4 grams of salt, 175 grams grated carrot, 30 grams of crystallized ginger chopped finely, 6 grams or 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, 80 grams of sourdough starter, 175 mils of warm water, ideally between 30 and 37 degrees, and 70 grams of brown sugar. Let's mix it up and maybe see a little montage of me mixing. I've already grated the carrot, but you'll see that in there as well. So we'll see you soon. So we've done our dough now, and so now we're going to let this rest for about 15 minutes. Now after that, come back and fold it, then repeat that step again another 4 times. So in all, it's going to take about an hour, so we knead the dough, and then we're going to let it rise for an hour. So we'll see you soon. So we're going to come to our first knead of this bread. You see it looks a bit of a mess, but it's alright. We'll just turn it around. It's going to be a bit wet, this dough, but that's okay. It's very cakey. There you go. Okay, so I've done my kneads on my dough, so now we're going to let it rise for about an hour. So there's quite a short rise with this dough because a lot of the rise is going to be done in the cake tin. So what we're going to do now is transfer this to an oiled bowl. So all you do is that 20 ml canola oil or whatever, you just take it here and just put it in there. Just put it around and just grab your dough out. Put it in there. So we're just going to let it now rise for about an hour and then come back, then put it into there. So it's been about an hour and a half to I've been letting this dough rise. So now we're going to come to the point where we shape it, then put it into our loaf tin and let it prove again for another maybe 6 hours. Depends on your temperature of your house, what it's like inside. You'd either do it for a few hours but you can even put it into the fridge and do it overnight. It's like a slow proof and have it ready tomorrow morning. But yeah, so right now, let's shape it. Pull it out. So it still looks a little bit wet, but that's okay because it is quite cakey, this dough. So we want to shape it roughly into this shape here. Before we do that, we'll grease our tin. I'm just using a cooking spray. So you just want to roll it to about the same size as that. Then you just want to put it seam side down. So I think like about that. Push it around. And just grab your flour, just chuck it on top. So now we're just going to cover this with a bag and then just let it prove for the next 6 hours or so. Welcome back. So this bread's been proving now for the last about 5 or 6 hours, so it's basically doubled in size. Now we're going to go bake it. You want to preheat your oven to about 250 degrees, but when you bake, you want to bake at 200 degrees. So we're going to be doing a steam bake, so I've put a tray at the bottom, and they're going to fill it with a cup of hot water when I put it in. And we're going to bake it for 30 to 40 minutes until it's brown, or when you tap the bottom it sounds hollow. So let's look at the bread here. So it's easily doubled in size. So the good thing is, it should lift up a bit more once it's baked. So let's put in the oven, and there we go. Have our hot water. Now you've got it coming. Blast the steam. And we're going to bake it for about, I'll go for about 35 minutes. So once it's done, we'll come back and have a look at it. Okay, so the bread's done now. Let's take it out and have a look. Oh yeah, that's hot. Beautiful. Looks great. So we'll tap the bottom to see if it's done. Yeah, nice and hollow sounding, perfect. So it's baked. So we're gonna let this cool now for about 30 minutes. I'll probably let it cool overnight because it's now late at night. And I'll cut into this tomorrow. So this is a carrot and ginger sourdough. A little bit like a cake, but more of a bread. Super yummy, great with sweet spreads, and even probably cheese spreads. Hey, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and just stay tuned for the next video. See you later.